Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate of games. We got Maction coming your way. 3 nationally televised games here starting 7 p.m. Eastern time, so all prime time. Breaking them down on today's show. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. What your picks are for Maction, for college football, the NFL. All is welcome below. It does help out the algorithms. Commenting below and smash that like button if you're liking the content. As we got first game up, 7 p.m. Toledo, Ohio. We are heading to the Glass Bowl. ESPNU. It is the Chippewas of Central Michigan up against the Toledo Rockets. Toledo 6-3 on the season. Central Michigan holding on to bowl hopes, just 3-6. 51 being the total, minus 14 in the hook or minus 15 as the home favorite. That is Toledo. Toledo, their defense, top 20 nationally in rush defense and tackle for losses. So they really get after the opposing quarterbacks, running backs in the backfield. And this is a team, offensively, their quarterback from last year, you might remember him, Daquan Finn. He transferred to Baylor. I don't think they're as good offensively. And looking at Central Michigan, this is a team, yes, they're 6-3 to the over. However, they lost their starting quarterback, and they were actually going with a freshman quarterback. He got pulled last game, so they had their 4-string quarterback in. They did get the cover last week when we were on in last week's videos. But really, this offense, always looking for change as a sports bettor. I mean, they've only scored 20 total points the last 2 games. So asking them to do anything offensively, I think, is a huge question, particularly going up against the Toledo defense. And then you also look at the kind of climate, the atmosphere in the Glass Bowl. I know it sounds like a controlled climate arena, a dome, but it's not. It's outside Toledo, Ohio, the month in November. Looks like 40 degrees, 10 to 15 miles per hour wind. I don't think we get in the 50s, guys. I think this is something like I like Toledo sidewise, but covering a big number in a low-scoring game, I'm not into that profile. More so, I think this ends up, 24-10, something like that. And I think we stay comfortably under the 51 number. So Central Michigan and Toledo under 51. Got one game left, and that's because the other game is the $5 special at WagerTalk.com. 4% game of the week. You can get it for just $5. The other Maction play we're not breaking down on the show. So we got 7 p.m. ESPN2. I guess we could call it the nightcap for the show. Western Michigan and Bowling Green, the Falcons of Bowling Green. -8, -8.5 point home favorites. 58.5 being the total. It's the Western Michigan Broncos coming in here on the road off of last week's loss, their first loss in conference. They lost to Northern Illinois. They had 3 turnovers in that game. They're still tied in first place in the MAC standings. One of the teams they're tied with is Bowling Green. So a battle of first place teams here. They're both 4-1 in the MAC conference. Bowling Green, Connor Blazelak, their quarterback, he's got over 2,000 yards passing already this season. He's got a tight end in Harold Fannin. Watching that game last week, this guy, he can run, he can catch, he's a big target. He's getting, kind of looks here from NFL scouts. He might be playing on Sundays, and anytime you get that in the MAC, it's something to really watch. This Bowling Green team, they're having to lay over a touchdown at home, but there's good reason. They're winning by an average margin of nearly 2 touchdowns in MAC conference play. They also had those 2 competitive games against, the Big Ten and the SEC, up against Penn State and up against Texas A&M earlier in the season. They were within, single digits in both of those games. Now, Western Michigan didn't have the same success out of conference. They actually got blown out by Ohio State, I think it was. But, off of the first conference loss, their quarterback, Hayden Wolf, he's decent, but last game out, he just completed 51% of his passes. Did have 2 interceptions. The defense has been a little bit shaky. Against Kent State, they held them very much in check, but really every defense does. There are question marks defensively, which is the one reason I am a little bit worried about taking Western Michigan here. I took them last week and lost against Northern Illinois. But something to take away there is this offense is not all that great in Western Michigan. Add on the fact it looks like 30 degrees, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds again in this one, Bowling Green, Ohio. And this is a pretty high total, 58 and a hook. I mean, they're going to pretty much have to flirt with 60 points here, get into the 60s. I don't know that we get there, guys. I mean, the weather isn't that great for scoring points. And, just kind of went over the Western Michigan offense and Bowling Green at the same time. Yeah, they have players, but their defense is decent. So both teams bottom 40 nationally in terms of seconds per play. So I don't think we're going to get all that many snaps. Both slow-paced teams here in the MAC conference. Guys, let's go with 2 unders here for the show for today. We're going under Western Michigan 58.5 versus Bowling Green, and Central Michigan and Toledo under 51. So a low-scoring Tuesday night for the show, guys. The show recap 59 and 44 off of the down weekend. It's still 57% over the last 7 weeks on the show, going for free on the YouTube channel each and every day. 59 and 44. The last 103 plays, that is 57% plus 9.5 units. $100 better up, $950. Betting for free over the last 7 weeks. Guys, if you could help me out, smash that like button, comment below. Let me know if you're tailing, if you disagree. If you agree, it helps out the algorithm. So thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. We'll talk tomorrow with more action. 3 games on the Wednesday slate. Thanks for tuning in. Cash those tickets.